Hi, I'm Robin, and I'm here today with your unofficial weather report for Thursday, August the 3rd, 2017. The weather forecast state for today that the highs will be in 84 with the low of 69. But my current temperature here is already 86, so somebody somewhere is wrong, and I have checked and checked and checked, and that's what I'm coming up with. But, anyways, remember to give me a thumbs up over here and at my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, please share, and give your comments. I really enjoy reading them. Um, as always, not always, but just this week, I've been waking up with stories. Waking up with remembering events from my past. I don't know. Anyway, yesterday I was telling y'all about how I got my nickname. Today, I want to tell y'all about how I first learned how to drive. Um, I stated that, I grew up with my grandmother and my grandfather until he passed, and then it was me and my grandmother and my brother Fitzgerald for the most part. And we went to church all the time. We went to church because my grandmother was also um, a steward in the church and the person that helped keep the church clean. So we would be at the church cleaning the church, or for first Sunday, she helped put out all the communion glasses and the communion paraphernalias, whatever, all that stuff. Then she also decorated with flowers, and people in the neighborhood and the community would say how she would just stop in their yard and pick a flower, a, a branch or something off a bush, whatever. But anyway, when she put it together, it was so beautiful, and people would state that, would tell me just how she would just take nothing and make something and make it look so beautiful. That being said, one particular Sunday we get up to go to church. As always, my grandmother was at church 2 times, and I never really understood that, because there were people who lived closer to the church who were stewards in the church. They could go and do what my grandmother did. She got up early Sunday morning, went to the church, turned the heat on when it was cold, and when it was hot, she went early and turned on the air conditioning. And I just thought, as a child, I'm thinking somebody else could do that now, because we didn't live real close to the church. So there were other people who lived closer that was in the church that I felt could have done that. Anyway, so this particular Sunday, after my grandmother come back and change clothes to go to church, she said, "You driving, Robin?" I'm like, "What?" We walking out the house, getting in the car. I ain't got no preparation, y'all. And I'm thinking, what is she talking about? I don't know how to drive. I really didn't know how to drive. I hadn't been driving. I ain't asked to drive. I ain't care nothing about driving. I remember when my granddaddy was living, we was in the watermelon field one day, and there was these dishes. These dishes had to be at least 12 feet deep, and 2 on each side. And my grandfather said, "Pull the car up." I'm thinking, what's wrong with him? I don't know how to drive. Well, I got in that day, and nervously I creeped, the little truck up, made sure I kept it straight. But that was my only driving experience up until this time. So now, I'm I think I'm probably about 16 years old. I promise y'all, I had no desire to drive. None. My brother Fitzgerald was driving ever since he was about 5 years old. My granny used to put him on the track. They be driving. I just didn't have no desire to drive. And then all the ladies and older ladies in the neighborhood and stuff, they say, "Baby, you need to learn how to drive. You need to learn how to drive. It'll be sad, you want to go someplace and you got to wait on somebody all the time to take you, And they told me all their little horror stories and stuff. And so, this particular Sunday, My grandmother said, "You driving?" So I get in the car. When I tell y'all I ain't know nothing, and you talking about trembling my hands, trembling my, I'm thinking, what is she thinking? And the route to our church was to turn on Dog Island Road, which when you first turn on Dog Island Road, back then it was just this big old pond, lake, whatever it is, a body of water, an ocean. To me, it could have been an ocean, but it was a lot of water there. So you thinking as you driving and you trying to keep the car on the road, and I tell y'all no lie, I was all over the road. My grandmother sitting up here in this front seat. She said one word. She said, do this, do that, do not. She didn't give me no instructions. She just sat there with her hand fold and roll. She didn't say nothing, y'all. And so we made it to church that Sunday, and I parked somehow, because you could just park straight. I just drove into a parking space, and I was just thanking God that we made it to church. Well, lo and behold, we get out of church, and she goes back over to the passenger side, and she said, "You driving back?" And I said, "Driving?" And my brother from the back seat, he holler out. He said, "Oh Lord, she's scared of her own driving," which I was. I was literally scared. So that was my first driving experience. My grandmother just sit over there and she let me drive. She didn't give me no instruction. Just let me to keep the car on the road, and we were just all over that road, zigzag, and she just let me drive it. And that's how I started to drive, everybody. And I just thought about that this morning, and I just got so tickled. And to think now, I drive all over the place. I'm everywhere driving all the time. So that's one of my stories. I want to wish everyone a terrific Thursday. Once again, I want to encourage everyone to do something you like to do for you today. You be you. With all the other cares, whatever's going on in the world, we came here for a purpose, and I believe that our purpose in life is to find self-awareness, self-happiness, and to be who God created you to be. So that's why I always say you be you, because no one else can do you better than you. Have a wonderful day again, guys. Enjoy.